You won't know true love until you've had a baby. That's what us child free women tend to hear. There are people that literally tell us that we won't experience true love until we have conceived a child. And as a woman of the child free community, as a millennial in her 30s, okay, that is experiencing life in 2024 as a single woman, as a child free adult, I am here to say that is bullcrap. And it is very important that us child free adults, whether you're a man or a woman, that we take pride in who we are and not go day to day thinking, "Oh, I'm not enough because I don't have a child. I won't experience true love until I have a baby, until I bring life into this world, until I make this life-changing decision to raise another human being, an independent human being, right?" And I've been seeing a lot more conversations being had about child-free adults and women that are enjoying the child free life, women that are deciding to be child free by choice, adults, men too, deciding to be child free by choice. And there's so many reasons that us adults have been given, reasons as to why we don't want to endure that. We don't want to experience that, for whatever reason that may be. And there's so many of them, And so I just want to contribute to the conversation that sometimes it's hurtful when people want to assert or impart their opinions on our right and decision to conceive. There's a million reasons why people choose not to conceive or tell you that they've chose not to conceive. Some people aren't able to conceive. Some people just aren't financially stable enough to conceive. Some people don't have a partner that they know they can depend on to conceive with, and even that's not a guarantee, right? Because death is has no deadline. It doesn't exclude anybody out. What I'm saying? Death is random. So just because you're married doesn't mean you're not gonna be a single mom. Like, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. What I'm saying? So the mother creates the child, they give birth to the child, and when the child comes out, the dad has the option to be there or not. Whether he is a boyfriend, whether he is a husband, or whether he is a one-time fling or somebody that took advantage of the woman's body and put a child inside of her, against her will. He's not guaranteed to stay. So the woman is always going to have more of a responsibility when it comes to rendering a child. And to hear women be open and honest about that is so refreshing because, for me, I wasn't the type of woman to grow up thinking, "Oh, when I become a mommy, blah, blah, blah." I'm not a person that looks at baby clothes, that look at women giving birth videos, that, find children cute. And I've never been like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love and appreciate the people that I'm close to, those kids or whatever, or if I'm just entertaining kids at a, public setting or whatever. But like, in regards to like wanting to babysit kids and wanting to hold your baby, and I don't care. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And especially being a woman raised in the South, living in the South, that mindset still carries about when you graduate high school, you fall in love, you get married, you have kids, in that order. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do it in that order, they're looking at you like, "Well, why don't you want to have kids? Blah, blah, blah." You're going to cut off your bloodline. You're not going to have anyone to take care of you when you get old. You're going to die alone. You're not going to have anyone to love you. You're not going to experience unconditional love. And for some women, they believe that. For some women, they truly believe, "Well, let me have a baby so I could be loved like my mama loved me," when they know they came from a broken home, when they know they had a sucky relationship with their mom, but they still want to create a child so they can have a do-over, a start over. Not everyone is having kids for the right reasons. Some people have children just to literally have a mini-me. Some people have children to try to trap the father, that they can't let go of. Some people have children for financial benefits, to get access to them food stamps. Some people have children for access. They want access to government assistance. They want access to the generational wealth that this person family comes from. They want access to people. That's my uncle, that's my son's brother's father. You know what I'm saying? Like, People want access to things, so they'll use a child. Like, you see, it's being exposed now with social media and stuff, where it's just so evident that these people are having children just as an accessory. They're just having a child just to have a little of them to dress up with content so they can get paid off of it. Some people have children just so they can have a breadwinner in the house, okay, where they can create baby content. Like, anytime I see these fitness influencers get pregnant, I'm like, oh, here we go. All the mommy fitness content, a whole new stream of income. And, yes, people get pregnant on accident. Yes, people plan pregnancies and have them. But there's a lot of people that see the earning potential of having a baby, okay, of creating life. There are people that take it that far. You don't need me to tell you, okay? And I just think it's just so important for women to hear that not everyone that is a mom wants to be a mom. Not everyone that doesn't have children feels guilt. Like, we shouldn't have to feel guilty about not wanting kids, about not expecting to have kids, and it doesn't make you less of a woman. It doesn't make you less of it doesn't make you less worthy of experiencing life and enjoying life. There are some people that have kids, okay, and parents, right? Because there's a difference between people that have kids and parents, because some of these people are not parenting these kids, and they're running out here buck wild, and they're going to be our soon to be future leaders. You know what I'm saying? And they're not being parented because those parents don't even want those kids, And it's like, if people would have more conversations before something can be done, it's just, there's so many options of what can happen besides keeping a child you don't want, because it eventually comes out, it shows, it leaves clues when people have children that they don't want, So if you are a child-free adult, if you are child-free by choice, and you have people in your world that's guilt tripping you into building a family, into getting someone pregnant, into having a baby, because your biological clock is ticking, that is some BS. That is a man-made phrase, okay? And it's like, y'all see the business of healthcare, right? You see the business of healthcare technology, and you see all of these people, these women with these implanted dreams that since they were young girls watching the Disney movies with the promise of the prince and the princess and living happily ever after, they're spending their life savings for in vitro. I hope the egg catches, and if it doesn't, oh well, we're out of thousands of dollars. But this doctor and this company definitely got paid, though. I just feel like that's a lot of money and a lot of trust in a business for you to create life. I'm more of a, if it happens, if it happens, if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's more of my stance on it. If you've had in vitro, feel free to drop down in the comments what your experience was like. But if I'm being frank, that just doesn't make sense to me, to spend so much money on creating a child. It's just because how many, like, you've seen where people have had whole families, and then after the child is 18, the dad realizes it was never their child. Imagine spending all that money on in vitro just to learn that they used somebody else's sperm, that it was the doctor's sperm that he used. He didn't even use your husband's or the male partner you wanted. He just inserted himself in there. There's been cases like that where doctors have fertilized their patients because of some God complex. So that's just a lot of trust to put on a stranger that's doing this for business purposes when this is your life on the line, And there's so many kids that need to be adopted, There's so many kids that need help, that are in the system, that are in these foster homes, that just need a little relief and a little support, So, again, that's just my 2 cents. Do what you do, okay? My opinion only matters so much, right? My point is, we shouldn't be guilted into doing things we don't want to do when it comes to child care. whether that's creating life, creating a family, or subjecting yourself to in vitro because you're expected to have a child, you're expected to have a baby, you're expected to create life. Like some women are in marriages with extreme pressure because they decided to marry someone that was very clear about the fact that they wanted kids, that they wanted to create life. And the woman went into the marriage hoping the guy would change his mind, hoping she could skate through, and unbeknownst to her, he's planning the pregnancy. He's poking a hole in the condom. He's swapping out her birth control. He's doing whatever he can. He's knocking her out, drugging her up, and inseminating her. You know what I'm saying? Like, these instances happen where people are just power hungry and take control over women's bodies. And it starts in the mind. They take control over women's bodies through the mind, through the hypnosis and the convincing that you're not going to be enough until you have a child. Oh, you're going to grow old and alone. People that get married grow old and alone. Okay? Because one of them dies, they die at the same time, or there's a divorce. We're all gonna die alone. We are. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if people are surrounding you, you're gonna be going through that portal. I don't know, because I ain't died yet. Lord willing. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's gonna be us. So there are people that have gotten married, had a house full of kids, and still end up in a nursing home alone. It does not guarantee you shit to have kids. Like, your kids is not your retirement plan. Your kids is not your insurance. Your kids is not your new spouse. Your kids is not your new romantic partner. Your kids is not your new therapist. Your kids is not insert responsibility that you need to put somewhere else. Okay? And there's a lot of people that have had children and have children for security reasons, because they want to take a life insurance policy out on somebody, because they want someone to claim during taxes, because they want to be able to say, I had a kid. Even though they don't want the kid, they check the box of get married, have a kid. You know, like, that's their due to society. It's like, I didn't succeed in my work, I didn't succeed in my love, but I did have a baby. You know, like, for a lot of people, that's their prized possession. And cool, that's what's up. I'm not a parent. I don't understand that energy yet. I don't understand that feeling. But I know that everyone has experienced pressure to create life, whether they wanted to or not. You know what I'm saying? And there's just so much pressure, you know, in the church. There's so much pressure on the women or on, you know, no premarital sex. But if a woman comes up pregnant, she damn sure better not have an abortion. Okay, so what do they say about the guy that got her pregnant? There's no mention of that. But there's so much judgment against the woman to better not have an abortion. I guess the only pressure the guy has, oh, you better get married, shack up, marry her. You know, and then a lot of guys are just shrugging half-heartedly, marrying people that they knocked up. You know, for some people it works out. Most time it doesn't, because it was forced. It wasn't created with the right intention. It wasn't created with the right energy. It wasn't created in love. It was created in confusion and chaos. And it wasn't even their decision. It was just them appeasing whoever the fuck had an opinion. There's so much judgment from the church on our young people, on young women specifically, on keeping a baby that they don't want. Okay, there's not enough questions from the elders about who is knocking these young girls up. Okay, it might be the deacon. It might be the preacher. It might be one of these badass kids in the congregation. Okay, it may be one of these creepy congregation members. Okay, that's donating a lot of money, but they're turning a blind eye because they want the money, because their church is a business. Okay. And there's a lot of crime that happens in the church, okay? Do your own research. That's a whole nother video for another day. But anyway, there's just so much judgment in the church. You know, not a lot of support, not a lot of relief, but a lot of judgment on women keeping children that they don't even want, on keeping children that they were forced to conceive. There's a lot of people, a lot of women that are raped and they end up pregnant. Pardon me. And because they don't have the money for an abortion, because they don't have the resources to give up for adoption, or because they don't have the support at home, it turns out unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And then fast forward, you have this woman, this young adult that's raising this other human that's making their own decisions, living their own life, and looking at them like, damn it, I regret the choices I made that led to you. Like, they may not regret their child. They may love their child, think their child is a gift from God, but they can still have every right to be pissed off at the choices that led them there. So I want you to just, as you move forward, have grace for the mothers that's out here, because a lot of them are out here and they don't want to be a mom. A lot of them are out here and they expected to have the support of their husband, but the husband died. They expected to have the support of the husband and the husband's family, but a divorce happened and now the family is no longer there. Okay, despite the vows, despite how much y'all love each other, despite the gifts that were exchanged, it was all good till it wasn't. Now I'm here by myself raising this kid or kids. Okay? There are a lot of women that became mothers much too young. There were a lot of mothers out here that became mothers too young with no financial stability. There's a lot of mothers that became mothers all so they could get attention from their mom. There's a lot of mothers out here that became mothers because they just wanted a reason to leave home, because the predator was coming from inside the house. The call was coming from inside the house in regards to the creepy person. It's like, if I have this child, this will give me options to go and do this. So let me have this child so I can go and do this thing. There's so many reasons why people are in this world. It's not always because of love and pure intention and want. A lot of times it's because of force. A lot of times it's because it's trauma, So just have some compassion for the mothers. If you see mothers that are having a hard time, a difficult time, say a prayer for her. Pray with her if you're that type. Do a small act of kindness. If you see a mother paying for her groceries and you see the kids is giving her a hard time, and you see she's trying to ration a reason, she don't have a big buggy full, so she's probably not on the food stamp, so she's really just trying to make it work, and you have the means to pay for her groceries, you just never know how much that could lift off her shoulders. Like offering to pay a bill for a mom, offering to come over and watch the kids or spend time with the kids while the mom takes a nap, while the mom goes out on a girls' night, plan a girls' night, plan a mommy and me, dad and me events so that they can have fun with their kids and try to heal those bonds. Like, if you have any creative ideas on how we can heal parents that regret becoming parents, do those things. If you have any creative ideas that can help heal women that regret becoming mothers, do that. If you have creative ideas on how mothers and their child can heal their bond through fun, through spiritual practices, please do it, because it's so needed out here. Because we've saw stories over the years, over the decades, where women just snap and kill their children. But for the first time, we're hearing people make videos saying straight up they don't like being a mom when they're child is like right there, when their child is going to grow up and eventually see that video, where that child is going to eventually probably most likely be embarrassed by their peers. Hey, is this your mom saying she regrets having you? And it's like, I get it. Like, get your shit off, express yourself, speak your truth, share how you feel. Yes, this is helping us have healthy conversations, but that's like a bell that can't be unrung. It's like, no matter how much she looks fat in that dress, don't tell her she looks fat in that dress. Maybe show a better option, or remind her of the qualities that need to be highlighted that this dress is not doing for her, but don't say the thing. It's a way to express how you feel without saying the hurtful thing. So there's going to be a generation of kids growing up knowing that they weren't wanted, knowing that they were a mistake, knowing that they're here on accident, and, insert trauma. Like, every generation has its trauma, but Now we have a generation of kids that's growing up with a generation of parents that's doing whatever for social media, that's telling all their business on social media, that's showing their junky ass room on social media. It's like, bitch, you couldn't make your bed real quick. You couldn't like put the clothes in a hamper real quick. You couldn't take that bonnet off and just comb it down real quick. You had to show like the roughest part, you know? And it's like, oh, if I was a kid, I would be so pissed if my parent was just showing our business to the world for some likes, you know? So we're growing up with a whole generation of kids dealing with that. So if you have some healthy spaces, safe spaces where children can help heal from that, because these parents, you know, they just take it upon themselves to just put shit out there in the name of monetization, you know? So anyway, back to my original point. You won't know true love until you have a baby. That's why it's so important to do the work to heal yourself, to do the self-love rituals. Like, some people laugh at the self-love movement, but it's dead ass and it's so important, because we have the world, society, the church, our friends that are reluctant parents, our friends that are that hate being a parent, telling us, trying to convince us that we must have a baby. You won't know until you try it. Okay, so what if I try it and I still hate the little fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I have the baby and I still don't want it, and I still don't want the parent here? What I do now? You know, now I'm a bad mother because I give my child up for adoption, you know? But anyway, don't let these people tell you what love is my whole point, okay? That's why it's so important to create love within yourself, to love what you already working with, fall in love with this face. It may not be the face you want, okay? I have a big forehead, but I had to learn to love this big forehead. I can't be going every single day covering up my face because I'm insecure about my forehead. No, we just gonna have to make it work. Find different ways to like cover it up, you know, find my angle that fits me, you know what I'm saying? But this the forehead I got. You know, so the sooner I accept this forehead, the sooner I free myself from the shackles of the emo phase of not wanting to be seen because I don't want anybody to see my five head, you know? So making peace with the cringe parts of you, making peace with the shadow parts of you that you don't like, that piss you off about yourself, making peace with your shortcomings, making peace with your insecurities, okay? Just facing it, calling it what it is, all right? And make it better, elevate it, change it, improve it. If you have power to improve it, then do the thing. Don't keep complaining about it or keep whining about it, generating all these negative feelings about yourself that turns into hate, that turns into self-hate, and then you end up lashing out on other people. Then before you know it, you end up bringing a child in this world you didn't even want, but you just want to figure out what love was because you didn't take the time to do the love work on yourself. So, you know, getting your hair done, changing up your fashion attire, changing up your wardrobe, your outfit, buying yourself new things, niceties, investing in yourself, investing in your future, doing things that you like, doing things that you're talented at. If you don't think you're talented, if you don't think you have an artistic talent, that's why you try new things. That's why you go to class. Take a painting class, take a flower arranging class, take a dance class, take a singing class. Like, you know what I'm saying? Learn. If you don't have anything to pull from, draw from, go learn. Pour it into you. Do things that make you fall in love with yourself, so that when you have the world trying to convince you, until you become a mom, you're not going to know what love is. Oh, you're going to grow old and alone. Oh, no one's going to be there to take care of you. None of this is a guarantee. Okay, your child can die. Your child can grow up and hate you. Your child can grow up on the other side of the world. Your child could go into a cult. Your child could go into the military where they're always stationed and they never could talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is a guarantee. Your spouse, your boyfriend, your partner, your baby's daddy, your baby's mother, okay, they could do more harm to you. Okay, their new partner can do more harm to you. They could decide to leave you, break up with you, divorce you. They could just decide one day, I don't want this family anymore. We've heard that story plenty of times, where a man decides to go out for some milk and just never come back home, okay? There's been plenty of times where men have abandoned their child and the mother of their child in the hospital room, at the hospital bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of men don't have the luxury or the responsibility of being there. It always lies on the woman. Okay, so I'll leave you with this. Don't allow this world to guilt you into becoming a mother. Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, and it can be a sensitive time for a lot of people. And if you are like me, a millennial in your 30s with no kids, I believe I will be a great mom. I would like to be a boy mom, if anything. If I have a girl, that's cool too. That's awesome. I don't care because, again, I don't care that much. But I'm also aware that I'm still young enough to have a kid, but I'm really not pushing that issue. Like, I'm good. I've made peace with that. So, in me making peace with that, I must appreciate the vibes and the free time and the life that I can live as a single woman. I'm not going to use this time as a single woman to regret not having a kid sooner, anticipating the future of, oh, will I get pregnant? Can I have a baby? No, that's not where my value lies. My value lies in loving myself, respecting myself, giving myself the life I want. The life I want is to not be home all the time, not living, not experiencing because I'm putting someone else before me. No, I am unapologetically a very selfish person. Okay, I grew up an only child. I like my space. I like my sleep. I like my money for me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I have so many reasons why I don't want to. I don't care to bring a child in this world. And that's why it's so important for us child-free people to live our life and to have fun, because there's a lot of adults out here that just simply can't, that want to, but they just simply can't because they are stuck in adulthood, motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood, whateverhood, okay? And it's rough out here. And if they had the freedom, time, space, and opportunity to do the things they love, they would. So we must do that on behalf of them, okay? And especially if you know it's still possible for you to have kids, you want to go ahead and have your fun now, enjoy your life now, create the life you want now, so that if you do bring a child in this world, you at least have a little more fulfillment with the life you've already been able to live, okay? Can you live a happy life as a parent? Sure. I'm pretty sure you can. There's a lot of people that love their life as a parent, where they wouldn't change anything in the world, where they would love to be a dad again and again. They would love to be a mom again and again. There's a lot of people that want to be a surrogate, that want to be a sperm donor, that want to be involved in helping families bring life into this world. And I think it's absolutely beautiful and it's absolutely needed. But I'm speaking to the child-free community that feel the pressure, that feel the need, that feel the judgment to bring life in this world when they simply don't want to. There are people out here that don't want kids, and that's okay. We don't have to feel like that we're selfish or that we got all the time in the world, or we don't know what it's like to be depressed because we hadn't had a child to be depressed over yet, or we're not worthy of anxiety because until you've had a child, you don't know what anxiety is, or until you've had, you know what I'm saying? Like all this judgment of until you've been a parent, you don't know shit. Okay. If I'm missing out, you're missing out too. If I'm missing out on being a parent, I'm missing out on motherhood, I'm missing out on this and that, you're missing out too. So we both win, we both lose, okay? So I'll go ahead and end it here. You won't know true love until you've had a baby. That's not true. You give honor and power and value to what you love. If it's childhood, if it's children, great, beautiful. Thank you for your service to the population. But not everyone wants to have kids, and that is okay. If you appreciated this video, let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Keep it respectful, but I do care and interested to know what you feel about the situation, okay? Give me a follow. Give this channel a subscribe. Like this video. Share this video. Let's get a conversation going, okay? Where my child-free adults at? All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.